So now we'll begin with the panel discussion. Hence, I invite our speakers to join us. This is question for you, Mr. Modi.
Yes, sir.
So the question is, with the ongoing modernization in the T&D sector, what do you expect in this budget?
Sir, budget, as far as the budget is concerned, is already encouragement is given by Government of India for the power developer for the renewable power generations, and we expect budget from the government for the encouragement more and more on this area.
Mr. Sharma, what is your views on this?
Actually, the government focus, as it was coming out in the discussion also, has been on renewable power, and probably that's the future going ahead. Tata Power is also committed for 2045 as a carbon neutral. So probably what I feel, there will be a lot of emphasis on renewable or green energy going further. It has been in the past also, but we feel that there will be a focused approach on that.
Thank you, sir. So coming to you, Mr. Mittal, what is your take on this?
I would agree with what Mr. Sharma has said. Like we can see multiple increase in budget of renewable energy. Moreover, there can be provisions for green hydrogen, green ammonia. Moreover, recently various pilot projects in the field of hydrogen have also been commissioned. So hopefully, I'm envisaging this time there will be a separate dedicated space for green hydrogen or the green ammonia, alongside with renewable energy, other sort of renewable energy sources.
Thank you, sir, for your take. How public-private partnerships enhance transmission infrastructure and grid modernization? This is for you, Mr. Sharma.
Actually, the distribution is one area, and then transmission. Recently, many projects have come which has gone for the private sector also. Of course, for a very resilient system, which is ultimately supplying energy to the customer, we need to have like all the three systems to be in line, aligned to each other. Like generation, we should have enough generation going further. During the like RTC type of around the clock type of situation, where we can have a solar energy in the day, and then solar energy is stored by hydrogen or pump storage or batteries, or wind energy for the night, and then that energy getting transmitted through a rigid and strong transmission system to the distribution utilities, and then finally to the customers. There have been very successful implementation of private, basically participation in transmission system. Many good projects are coming, and there are still many are in the pipeline. So I feel that this is a good experimentation, and the overall power system will get benefited out of the private partnership or public-private partnership in transmission sector also, as it has been like in distribution also, that there's some changes, good changes and positive changes have come. Similarly, we expect those type of changes in the transmission system also when this finally goes on.
Nicely explained, sir, actually. So for the same question I put for Mr. Mittal, can you please answer it, sir?
Sir, as of now, what we can see, government has introduced various initiatives so as to encourage more private sector investment into power transmission. So hopefully there are various public-private partnerships which have happened in this field. Moreover, another sort of partnership which has happened is there are tariff-based competitive bidding, TBCB, what we say. So here all the private parties along with the public utilities participate in a government tender and build a project which needs to withstand certain specification or needs to function for a certain period. So this TPCB transmission has been a huge success. As of now, what I can see is 90% projects. What has happened is many. In order to encourage more private sector investment into transmission, government has welcomed various initiatives. One such initiative is tariff-based competitive bidding, which was rolled around in 2008. So what is tariff-based competitive bidding is for a government tender, various public sector utilities along with private sector utilities bid for a certain project which needs and whosoever is the winner needs to comply with various specifications, build a certain project for a certain period. The project needs to function for as per the defined timelines, moreover as per the desired specification. So hopefully around 90% of the projects in transmission as of now are coming into uh, through TBCB mode. Moreover, of these TBCB projects which are being floated, around 50 projects of these projects are being backed by private sector entities, which has created fortunes for many private sector entities and moreover has ended the monopoly of public sector utilities. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So heading to Mr. Modi, what is your view on this, sir?
In addition to my previous speaker, I want to add that as far as the transmission infrastructure is concerned, uh, we know that there will be more and more transmission system will be required to integrate the renewable energy into the systems. Now, some few challenges are there in the transmission systems. Like one of the big challenge is the ROW issues. Now we have a technology available to how we can optimally utilize the transmission systems. In fact, presently also we are using a multiple circuit to transmit the powers. Uh, in addition to that, we reconfigure the transmission system. We upgrade the voltage level of the transmission system from 220 kV to 400 kV or from 400 kV to 765 kV because transmission of power varies with the square of the voltage. So to transmit a huge amount of power, we upgrade our system voltage. Now, second technical aspects is that now utility is also going to use a HTLS conductor, which is having a current and power transmission capacity almost about 1.5 times the conventional conductors. And we have a technology available like a FAC devices like series capacitor, TCSC, thyristor control series capacitor, UPFC, which is quite helpful to increase the power transfer capacity of the transmission system without changing any configuration of the systems. This is my views how we can upgrade the transmission system to meet the future demand in power system. PPP mode is beneficial for the utility also for such type of project on the transmission utility.
So my last question is to Mr. Sharma. How do RE integration and smart technologies reduce transmission losses and improve grid management?
RE is in the area of distribution utility. Definitely, it has advantages, but at the same time, distributed RE, which is especially rooftop, which is coming on every roof, especially the Prime Minister Yojana, which is for rooftop solar. Of course, it's also throwing the challenge in terms of the grid balancing or the energy, the uncertainty in the grid, the energy when it will come, when it will not become, how much it will be utilized. So it's basically the grid is becoming day by day complex with time. Because earlier we were having fixed type of generators who were running with a very predictable manner, and those were being controlled by the utilities or by the beneficiaries. Then came the solar and other renewables, which were like outside the state, both the way. And these are practically, to a large extent, are predictable, but there is around, you can say 25%, 30% of unpredictability in terms of weather, in terms of sun coming. You are in Delhi and you have a plant in Maharashtra, so probably you cannot basically monitor that from where, what is the position of sun in those areas, or what is the position of wind in those areas. So that complexity is adding into the grid. Now this distribution energy resources coming in, again, is further complexity that the customers or consumers are becoming prosumers. They are ready to supply. Then again, the question comes when, what, and how much they are going to supply to the grid, and whether we should have the equipment which can handle the reverse flow of power in some of the cases. But these are the challenges, and we are able to handle it successfully. And it is not like that these challenges cannot be handled, but we should encourage the renewable power to save ourselves and save our planet. Losses and etc. is your question, exactly on like how it is different when it is coming inside the area of distribution utility, because the transmission is avoided, and the power can be fed directly to the customers. So the loss is definitely less due to this. And of course, there is a saving. Transmission losses, if you ask about, generally 3%, and then you have, of course, state losses will remain there, but at least you can save on 3% transmission losses and the charges on the from the transmission utilities. So, so summing up, of course, is becoming complex and challenging, but we find I would say that how we handle those challenges and make it positive for the beneficiary, for the discom, at the same time the customer, is really worth taking, because we are ultimately replacing the coal plants and all those things. So definitely it is a challenge worth taking, and we welcome it.
Thank you, sir. Your take on this, Mr. Modi?
Your question is very much related, because whenever we talk about the renewable generations or distribution generations, there will be some issue of the losses in the systems. Is now presently the losses is average losses in transmission system is 3 to 3.5%, depends on the this transmission system and utility. But as far as the reduction of losses is concerned, now technology will play a great role for reduction in the transmission losses. As I said earlier also, use of HTLS conductor and some technologies like compensating devices, which reduce the flow of reactive power. And now, which kind of these affect devices like series capacitor, shunt capacitor, or static wire system, or UPFC? That depends on the requirement. But these technologies, like compensating devices, will be quite helpful in future grid also to reduce the losses. Now, another aspect I want to add, that the estimation of renewable power generations, and this will also come in picture when we do the planning study for the utilities.
Mittal, sir, can you please shed some light on this?
Use of smart technologies, moreover, smart grid has improved losses. As Mr. Modi said, like losses constitute to around 3 to 4% of our actual action. So, smart grid, we what we have presently implemented is the RDSS systems. RDSS is reduced revamped distribution sector schemes, which are implemented smart meters in our homes, which has curtailed various losses. Moreover, theft. As someone previously said, have started using HTLS conductors. Moreover, if you go to certain farm, you might see water is being getting pumped through solar pumps. So such type of activities, moreover, use of smart meters in our home have reduced certain losses. Moreover, the grid has also used certain smart technologies, and moreover, we are on a path to reduce losses. Thank you.
Okay, sir. So before we wind up, I'll just have closing statements. So to Mr. Sharma, sir.
It is basically the challenge versus then development of the technological interventions, making the life easier and more reliable supply can be given. Actually, the technology definitely adds resilience to the system to supply a reliable power to the customer. Now there has to be like a balance between the investment on resilience part of it, reliability part of it, which is that what is the facility or what is the how much improvement it is going to give. But definitely there is a huge role of technology, huge role of automation, which is there in making the grid more reliable and more sturdy to supply air power to the customers. And it's not like it is end of it because when we started, we simply started collecting the status. I have also said in my presentation. And then going further, then we have taken the controls also. Then after taking the controls, we have gone more deeper into the equipment monitoring. And then probably now the things can come that before even the equipment getting failed, we should come to know like predictive and preventive type of the asset monitoring, where we can come to know through our control room that this is the asset which is going to make the trouble. And even if some failure happens, then the restoration is another role which distribution has a very important role there. That how quickly we can restore. Like now, earlier we had a system that it used to take around 1.5 hours, generally speaking, that where the fault is. But now the system are in place that we are able to dispatch our crews right to the point of the trouble, right to the point of breakdown. And that is again done through technology, through the ADSM system available, the logics built in, with the help of the equipment provider and the DISCOM. So in going further, it is a process which will continue, and we will be becoming more sturdy, more reliable, and more resilient to the customers. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Mittal, your closing statement, sir.
In independence, we had nothing over a due course of time, like 70 years. We have developed a very vast, robust network spanning various states. Moreover, we have connected our islands with our main grid. As of now, we are having a single grid in our country, which caters to demand of complete population of our country. Previously, we had microgrids. We were segregated into 4-5 parts. Each part functioned in its own manner, had its own resilience. But when we became part of a bigger family, that is, we have now only one power grid, which manages the entire grid operations of the country. As of now, we have developed a lot. Moreover, we are adding daily and eventually adding more smart technologies into our grid to reduce the harmonics which are being added into the grid. Moreover, we are adopting such technologies which are of industry standards. Moreover, they have been proven and have brought great support, moreover, robustness to the grid. As of now, our electricity demand is getting increased day by day. a large mix of electricity generation consumption coming from solar, wind, and other forms of renewable sources of energy. In the near future, what I can see is there are various hydro renewable energy projects which are about to come, and when they are connected to the grid, it will moreover lead to more robustness, since hydro and thermal are the best sources of energy for our grid. If they get added into a grid, it will add less harmonics and will prove to be more fruitful. Moreover, with the increase of solar energy generation, a lot of it has led to a huge impact on the pricing of the electricity. It is being developed at a very low rate, like 2 rupees to 3 rupees, maximum 4 rupees in some states. So overall, everything is good. Moreover, in the near future, we are trying to mitigate whatever we can do, and hopefully everything will be good. Thank you.
Thank you, panelists.